Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I'm doing the mid-year book freakout tag. So this tag was created by Read Like Wildfire and Ellie Jane. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. So a link down to their channel and blog will be down below for you to check out. So this tag consists of a bunch of questions sort of wrapping up the past year reading. So let's dive in. The first question is the best book you've read so far in 2015, and for that I have to go with A Dance with Dragons by George R. R. Martin, which is the 5th book in the Song of Ice and Fire series. I fell in love with this book and this series, so this is definitely the best book that I've read so far. Question number 2 is the best sequel you've read in 2015, and again I have to go with A Dance with Dragons. This book just is absolutely amazing, and so is the series. So question 3 is a new release that you haven't read yet, and for that I am choosing The Cage by Megan Shepherd. This is sort of like a Maze Runner type story where a bunch of teens are trapped in this cage and they have to get out. It sounds fantastic and I can't wait to read it. Question 4 is your most anticipated release for the rest of the year, and for that it is of course Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. Of course everyone's anticipating this, and another one that I'm really anticipating is A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms by George R. R. Martin, which is a collection of the Duncan Egg short stories. I haven't read them yet. I've been waiting them just to come out in book form, so I cannot wait for that as well. Question 5 is the biggest disappointment, and that has to be Ashes to Ashes by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. I thought that the first 2 books were fun, lighthearted, sort of revenge stories, but then Ashes to Ashes takes the story in a completely different direction, and I absolutely hated it. It was such a disappointment. The end is like a cop-out, and it's super like cliched, and everything wraps up with a nice little bow super quickly. So it was a big disappointment. Biggest surprise was All Lined Up by Cora Carmack. I had read her original series, Losing It, and I thought it was okay. It was fun, but I mean it wasn't anything fantastic. But All Lined Up took me by surprise. I absolutely loved it. I did a full video review, so I'll link that down below if you want to check out and hear more of my thoughts. Question 7 is new favorite author, and for that I am going with Renee Ahdieh. I keep forgetting to check how to pronounce her name, but she is an amazing writer. If you haven't read The Wrath and the Dawn yet, you definitely should. She's got such poetic, lyrical writing that it is just, it's a pleasure to read. Question 8 is your newest fictional crush, and for that it is none other than Silas from the Never Never novella trilogy thing by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher. Especially in the second part, he really steps up and is just adorable and fantastic despite his flaws, and what's great about him is that he does have flaws. You know, human beings have flaws, so it's great to see that in fictional swoon-worthy guys. Question 9 is newest favorite character, and for that I have to go with Feyre, I think that's pronounced, from A Court in Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. She's such an amazing character. She has so many like weaknesses and faults, but she prevails despite them, and is just a relatable, likable character. Question 10 is a book that made you cry, and so far this year a book hasn't really made me cry. I haven't really been reading lots of romance and contemporary books. I've been mostly reading like fantasy and dystopian, so I haven't really had a book that made me cry yet. Question 11 is a book that made you happy, and that has to go to Veronica Mars, Mr. Kiss and Tell, because it's Veronica Mars, and Veronica Mars makes me super, super happy because she is absolutely amazing. If you haven't watched the show, go watch it, then watch the movie, then read the first book, then read this one, and experience the joy and pleasure that is Veronica Mars. Question 12 is favorite book to film adaptation, and for that I have to go with A Game of Thrones. Despite this last season being a little shaky and not really following the book material, it's still a fantastic show, and it's still a fantastic adaptation, so definitely going with that. Question 13 is favorite review you've done so far this year, and for that I'm going with my Booktube review of Starglass by Phoebe North. A link for that will be down below if you want to check it out. But I don't know, for some reason I just love the way that it recorded, and it just, everything went so smoothly when I recorded it. So, question 14 is the most beautiful book you've bought this year, and it's not a book, it is a comic, and that is the first volume of Below, published by Image Comics by Rinamir and Tocchini. I don't know, there's something about this story and the illustrations that are absolutely beautiful. The story is something that you don't see coming. Like, you hear sort of a general synopsis about it, but the story takes a completely different direction than you would expect, and the illustrations are just absolutely beautiful and so well done. And the last question is, what books are you anticipating for the rest of the year? And there's quite a few. So the first one is Every Last Breath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the third and final book in the Dark Elements trilogy. Traffic by Ellen Hopkins. This is a sex trafficking story about teenagers. I'm not sure if it is a sequel to Tricks, her other book, but either way, I'm excited to read it. Except we have Winter by Marissa Meyer. Of course, everyone is excited for The Lunar Chronicle. And then I'm excited for Until Friday Night by Abby Glines. This is a new young adult sort of romance contemporary. I don't know, it's Abby Glines, so I'm going to read it regardless. And the last book that I really need to read that I'm going to talk about here is The Fate of 10 by Pittacus Lore. This is part of the Lore and Legacy series. If you haven't read it, definitely go read it. The first book is super shaky, but every book after that just builds and builds and builds, and it's so amazing. They're fast reads, they're action-packed, they're so much fun. Go check them out. So that was the tag. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've done this tag down below and I'll go check it out, or just answer some of the questions in the comments. Thanks for watching.